Hey, welcome back to Summit Sunrise. I'm hanging out here with Michael from Eagle Insurance, and we were just talking about doing a little traveling and things of that nature. And obviously, I feel like the community at large here in Summit County, we like to have adventures, we like to travel, and when it comes to things like that, and also just being as adventurous as we tend to be on a daily basis, it's important that you have some insurance to cover yourself and cover your family. And so, with Eagle Insurance, I know you guys have a lot of different options that maybe people hadn't thought about. It's not just your typical, just run of the mill, like just covering like dentist office or
Well,
just,
that's true, and the life and health insurance industry is very broad with all kinds of different sidelines, I guess you would say. For the dental is one thing, but also workers' compensation comes under life and health. Accident plans, the ambulance plan that I've been talking about, and I looked at one of these other health insurance plans, or actually this is a supplemental plan. This ambulance benefit with this Washington National guy right here is a $1,500 for air and $250 for ground ambulance.
Really?
So, who knows what's on your own personal insurance policy, but you ought to go find out.
Right.
And if it's something like this, and we're talking about traveling and being active and stuff like that, this ambulance plan that I've been talking about will come get you in Paris or in Mexico or somewhere. Whereas your personal health insurance won't do that. You might not know that.
Right.
Or, maybe you don't have 25,000 coverage for Flight for Life in this other plan. So the ambulance thing is really something that I've seen that needs to be paid attention to, because it could cost you a lot of money if you find out the hard way.
Oh, right, of course. And I mean, that happens all the time. Of course, when you least expect it to, as always, right? Whether maybe you've just had, an accident on your mountain bike, or maybe, you had an incident on the ski slopes, whatever it might be. It happens all the time up here. So it certainly sounds like a good idea.
Well, this lady that I have as a client was on Medicare, and she was down in the Baja somewhere, fell and broke her hip, and it cost her $27,000 to cost, it really hurt her. She ended up with a hip replacement, so it was serious, and she had to get back here, and her Medicare wouldn't pay for that.
Wow.
Because it was outside the United States.
Oh my gosh.
But and I wanted to come in here today actually and spend a few minutes talking about this accident plan, because everybody's skiing, biking, and we're carrying high deductibles. I was talking to one of the other people here earlier about a high deductible. This has no deductible. It's like $32 a month for a family, for the applicant being 55.
Wow.
$32 a month, and it's loaded. But I got a call on the way in here from another client about long-term care. And if we got just a minute, you're talking about all the side lines of what I do. Long-term care is one of them. And to make a long story short, only 5% of the people in this country have long-term care planning, 5%.
Wow.
And it's one of the most financially wrecking things that can happen to a family because of the expense.
Sure.
Okay, so then the question comes, well, why do only 5% have it? And the answer is really very easy, because it's so expensive. It's like a mortgage. Long-term care insurance is very expensive.
Right.
And having said all that, there is an insurance company from England who has brought together a program that will provide these benefits for zero premium.
Wow.
Now, to find out about that, you got to call me, and I see my phone numbers on the TV there. So,
right.
So, people pay $15,000, $20,000 a year for a $250 a day long-term care benefit that lasts maybe 3 years.
Wow.
So if you just take $250 a day times 3 years times $15,000 premium, if you're 60 years old, that's like buying a car or a house or something. It's a big thing. It makes a big dent in your financial picture. So if you could wipe out the dent and get the benefits, and it doesn't cost anything,
Sounds like a no-brainer to
There's
me.
only one insurance company doing it. They're out of England. It's a big deal, and I'd sure like to tell people about it.
Oh, man. Well, hey, you know, perfect timing, Michael. We are actually officially out of time for this edition of Summit Sunrise, but if you are interested in finding out more about your insurance options or just what's out there, clearly Michael's the guy to talk to. Make sure you log on to that website at the bottom of the screen, give him a call, and we are going to go ahead and say goodbye for your week-long edition of Summit Sunrise, but we'll be back again live on Friday morning. So thanks so much for joining us, and thanks so much for being here.
And we'll talk some more about this next Monday. Please tune in again.
Sounds good. So we will see you back here again on Friday morning, and Mike will be back here next Monday.